Good morning everyone. Today we will discuss winding up process under Companies Act 2013. As you all are aware that company is an artificial person. Therefore, its name can be struck off from the register by the process of law. So, such a process is called as winding up of the company. By this process, life of a company comes to an end and its assets, its property is administered for the benefit of the creditors and its members. Its assets are realized, liabilities are paid, and surplus is distributed to its member as per their rights. So, in short, winding up is the process of realization of assets, payment of liabilities, and distribution of surplus, if any, amongst its members as per their rights. Means as per their rights here means as per their shares involved in the company. So, as per the clause 94A of the section 2, as you all are aware that this is definition clause, is inserted by the Companies Act 2018. So, it tells you about what is winding up, what is the meaning of winding up. So, winding up means winding up of a company under this Act 2013 and under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. So, this is the definition of winding up. Means a winding up process under this Act or the winding up process or liquidation process under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Now, what is the meaning of dissolution? So, winding up is one of the mode of the dissolution of the company. So, end result of winding up is the dissolution of the company. So, after the completion of the winding up, the company ceases to exist, right? So, when a company ceases to exist, it is said to be dissolved. So, dissolution is the end result of a company, right? A company may be dissolved or liquidated if it's taken over by other entity or if it merged into other company, right? In earlier video, I told you about the restructuring of the company that involves merger and amalgamations. Okay, so transfer of a company is thus a dissolution through the scheme of amalgamation. Okay, now there are different modes of winding up of the company. So, what are the modes of winding of the company? First mode is compulsory winding of the company. That is mentioned under section 271 of the Companies Act 2013. Second is voluntary liquidation under section 59 of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Here, let me tell you one thing, that earlier to this amendment to the 2013 and introduction of this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, this voluntary liquidation section were there in the Companies Act under section 304 to 325 it was mentioned, but after the coming into force of this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, it has been repealed. So now the third is insolvency resolution and liquidation under the, of course, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. So these are the three process of the winding of the company. So let me discuss the first one, that is compulsory winding of the company under the Companies Act. So as per section 271, a company can be wind up by presenting a petition before the tribunal under section 272. So now, of course, one can present a petition before the tribunal for winding of the company. Now the question is, what are the grounds on the basis of which anyone can, though not anyone, a company, or we'll discuss it later on, that who can file the petition. First, let's discuss the grounds for winding up of the company. First is, if the company has by special resolution, right, a special resolution resolved that the company be wound up by the tribunal. So ये ground तो ये हो गया. Next round is, if the company is acting against the sovereignty, integrity of India and against the security of a state and against the interest of the state with whom we are friendly in relations. And third is, if an application filed by the registrar before the tribunal, right, registrar before the tribunal or other person authorized by the central government, right, for the winding up of the company. So what are the grounds? कब फाइल कर सकता है आपका रजिस्ट्रार और अदर पर्सन जो ऑथराइज होगा सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से, व्हेन they are of the opinion that company is running a business on fraudulent principle, or they have incorporated the company for fulfilling a fraudulent and illegal purpose. So these are the cases on the basis of which a registrar and a person authorized by the central government can file a petition before the tribunal. Next is, and the next point is, made a default. When a company made a default in what? Made a default in presentation of its statement of affairs with the registrar. Statement of affairs here means financial statement. Okay, and when the tribunal consider, last ground is, when the tribunal consider it just and equitable that this company should be wind up. So this section gives the ample of power to the tribunal, the discretion to the tribunal, that anything tribunal feel just and equitable, on the basis of that the tribunal can wind up the company. But no, this is not the case. There are also grounds mentioned in the act, the grounds which are taken by the tribunal as a just and equitable. So these are the grounds. When the tribunal feels that there is a internal deadlock in the management of the company. So अगर ट्राइब्यूनल को ऐसा लगता है कि जो कंपनी का मैनेजमेंट है उसमें इंटरनल डिस्टर्बेंसेस है, तब जो है वो ये कह के कि दिस इज नाउ जस्ट एन इक्विटेबल फॉर द कंपनी टू वाइंड अप इट. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट इज लॉस ऑफ सबस्ट्रेटम. सो लॉस ऑफ सबस्ट्रेटम मीन्स व्हेन the company loses its object. That means when a company has incorporated for a particular purpose, and due to some reasons the purpose was lost, like if the company is running a business and that business has been taken over by the government and the company has not left with any other prospect, so that is just and equitable for the winding up of the company. Next is losses. Losses means when the company cannot do business except at losses. So this is the ground. Next is fraud. When the purpose of the company is to do fraud. So on the basis of course fraud also, the tribunal may consider it is just and equitable to wind up the company. Next is bubble company. So what is bubble company? Bubble company means a company which does not exist in reality, right? It does not exist in reality, or it does not own any property. It is just for the purpose of fraud the company was incorporated. So this is all about 271. Now 272, who can file the petition before the tribunals. First is of course the company by special majority resolution, as we have discussed. Next is petition by the contributory. Now who are the contributories? So definition of contributories mentioned under subsection 26 of section 2 of the Companies Act. It says that any person liable to contribute to the assets of the company at the time of winding up means the shareholder, the debentures holder and the other creditors. Next is either company alone, right, or contributors alone, or both company and contributor can file a petition jointly before the tribunal. So these are the person who can file the petition before the tribunal. Now the other person, of course the registrar of the company, can also file the petition before the tribunal. On what ground? If registrar feels that company is acting against the sovereignty and integrity of India and against the security of a state. And next point is, if registrar thinks that the company is doing fraud or company is a fraudulent company, in that case also registrar can file a petition before the tribunal. For this ground, registrar shall obtain, on which ground? Petition by the registrar on the basis of security of the state, sovereignty and integrity of India and fraudulent nature of the company. इन दोनों ग्राउंड्स पे पेटिशन फाइल करने से पहले रजिस्ट्रार नीड टू ऑब्टेन प्रायर कंसेंट फ्रॉम द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, एंड सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट व्हेन रिसीव this application from the registrar, then the tribunal shall give an opportunity of being heard to the company, right? And after listening to the company, they will give their consent to registrar to file the petition. So the central government से consent मांगेगा, ठीक है रजिस्ट्रार। सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट रजिस्ट्रार को कंसेंट देने से पहले किसे, कंपनी को एक अपॉर्चुनिटी देगा सुनने की। उसकी बात सुनने के बाद अगर वो सेटिस्फाइड नहीं होता है तो वो रजिस्ट्रार को गो अहेड देगा कि ओके नाउ यू कैन फाइल द पेटिशन बिफोर द ट्राइब्यूनल. नेक्स्ट इज एनी अदर पर्सन authorized by the central government can also file the petition before the tribunal. So if the company has acted against again the same ground, if the company has acted against the sovereignty and integrity of the nation, against the security of the state and against interest of any state, इंडिया जिसके साथ फ्रेंडली रिलेशन में है, तो ये जो पेटिशन है वो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट भी फाइल कर सकती है. नाउ सेक्शन 273 टॉक्स अबाउट पावर्स ऑफ द ट्राइब्यूनल. सो ग्राउंड्स हो गए आपके पेटिशन फाइल करने के, कौन पेटिशन फाइल करेगा ये भी आपको पता हो गया. नाउ व्हाट आर द पावर्स ऑफ द ट्राइब्यूनल आफ्टर एक्सेप्टिंग द एप्लीकेशन. सो द ट्राइब्यूनल may pass the following orders. It may dismiss it with or without cost. ठीक है, making an interim order for appointment of a provisional liquidator of the company. Next, he can directly give the order of winding up of the company. ठीक है. Next, any other order he may feel so. The order shall be made within 90 days. Now what is the time limit? The order shall be made within 90 days from the presentation of the petition before the tribunal. And after, accepting application, the tribunal shall give notice to the company and afford a reasonable opportunity of being heard to the company before appointment of a provisional liquidator for the company, right? Next is section 274. So section 274 states that where a petition is filed before the tribunal by the person other than the company, then the tribunal, before winding up process started before it, they have to give an opportunity to the company to show cause or to present a objection regarding such application with statement of the affairs along with the presentation, and the time period is 30 days, and that 30 days can be extended by the further 30 days. Next is 275. Section 275 talk about tribunal shall appoint an official liquidator or a liquidator from a panel. ठीक है, पैनल कहाँ बनेगा? ऑफ कोर्स कंपनीज एक्ट के अंडर में ही क्लॉज है 275 में ही, जिसके अंडर पैनल मेंशन किया हुआ है, या फ्रॉम अमंग्स द इंसॉल्वेंसी प्रोफेशनल्स. ठीक है, इंसॉल्वेंसी आपका जो कोड है उसमें इंसॉल्वेंसी प्रोफेशनल्स जो हैं उनका एक पैनल है, उसमें से भी आप लिक्विडेटर को अपॉइंट कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, tribunal can restrict the power of provisional liquidator, as you can sense it by the name provisional. So this is not permanent, this is a provisional liquidator. So if it is a provisional liquidator, then of course tribunal cannot give him a absolute power. So tribunal can restrict the power of the provisional liquidator in some areas, not everywhere, and the terms and conditions of the official liquidator, provisional liquidator, its salary, its allowances, everything shall be decided by the tribunal only, right? And after appointment, after receiving the information of the appointment of the liquidator as a provisional liquidator for the company, if the liquidator having any interest in the company or management of the company, then the liquidator have 7 days time to give a representation to the tribunal regarding the same, that he has any interest or he has not. Next is 276, removal and replacement of the liquidator. On what ground a liquidator can be removed or replaced? On the ground of misconduct, on the ground of misbehavior, on the ground of incapacity, on the ground of conflicting interest, right? So these are the ground on the basis of which a liquidator can be removed or replaced. But before removing him or replacing him or transferring him, the tribunal shall give an opportunity of being heard to the liquidator, right, before issuing any order of his removal or replacement. Now next is 277. So it's all about liquidator, appointment of liquidator, petition and everything. Now consequences क्या होंगे आपके वाइंडिंग अप के, कि वाइंडिंग अप के बाद क्या होगा? सो वाइंडिंग अप के जब अगर हम 277 की बात करते हैं तो ये जो ट्राइब्यूनल है वो ऑफिशियल लिक्विडेटर और कंपनी लिक्विडेटर को इस ऑर्डर की इंफॉर्मेशन देगा. ठीक है, और इसकी इंफॉर्मेशन रजिस्ट्रार को भी जाएगी, एंड रजिस्ट्रार नीड टू इंडोर्स दैट ऑर्डर in his official record and publish it in official gazette regarding the winding up of such company. Intimation to stock exchange by the registrar. If the company is listed to any stock exchange, the registrar will give the information to such stock exchange. Next, 279. 279 talks about stay of suits on winding up order. Means if any legal proceeding pending, it shall not be proceeded with or by the company against the company except with the order of the tribunal. But of course this provision shall not apply to the proceeding which are pending before the Supreme Court. Now, next is constitution of winding up committee. So, winding up committee की constitution and its reports. The company liquidator shall, within 3 weeks from the passing of the order of the winding up, shall make a representation to the tribunal for the formation of the winding up committee, and the company liquidator will be the convener of that winding up committee. So what is the purpose of winding up committee? So winding up committee will assist the liquidation process. Now, what is the liquidation functions? What are the liquidation functions? So liquidation functions are taking over the assets, examination of a statement of affairs of the company, sale of assets, recovery of property, and finalizing the list of the shareholders, creditors and members. Of course, जिनका पैसा, जो contributories हैं, the person who are liable to pay when the company is going to wound up, तो उनकी लिस्ट बनाना भी लिक्विडेशन प्रोसेस के अंडर में आता है. और ये किसके सुपरविजन में होगा? इट विल बी डन अंडर द सुपरविजन ऑफ द वाइंडिंग अप कंपनी. नेक्स्ट, जो कंपनी लिक्विडेटर होगा वो रिपोर्ट प्रिपेयर करेगा कमिटी की. ठीक है, फर्स्ट ही विल प्रिपेयर द नॉर्मल रिपोर्ट, देन ही विल कंसल्ट विद द अदर मेंबर, देन विद द हेल्प ऑफ अदर मेंबर्स he'll draft a report. Then that report will be submitted to the tribunal, and जो report tribunal में submit होगी, that report need to be signed by all the members of the winding up committee. So this is all the process of winding up of the company. The power of liquidator under liquidation, for the liquidation. Now section main important है section 302, by which the company will come to an end. Under section 302, the tribunal shall make an order for the dissolution of the company. The company shall stand dissolved from this date, means from the date on which the tribunal has issued the order. So student, this is all about winding up process of the company, its procedure. ठीक है, तो I think I try to make